What's up? What's up? It's me, your moving biz CEO, Sean John. Listen. I got some advice for you. Please, for the love of God, do not go into 2024 winging it. Do not go into 2024 thinking, hey, I'm just going to figure out how to make it work. That is 100% the wrong way to go about building and growing your business, because ultimately, because nobody's here doing this just for fun. You want to do this so that you can build something that creates income for you, and hopefully one day very soon it'll create income for you without you having to even be at the job, at the office, on the truck, talking to customers, any of that. That's called scale. That's called growth. A lot of you're not going to make it through 2024. How do I know this? Because you're not prepared. You're not, and the worst part is a lot of you are oblivious to the fact that you're not prepared. You're ill prepared going into 2024. You are not prepared to successfully build and scale your business. You have no clue what you're doing. You're going into it winging it, and I'm telling you, that's not the best idea. You don't want to be winging your business, especially when you're trying to build a thriving business that takes care of you, your family, and those around you. You want to make $1 million a year in your moving business? Listen, if you do it the right way, in 2 to 3 years, your business can be worth that and more. It's not something that's going to typically happen overnight, but you can make a lot of money. If you make 500 grand in your first year, guess what? That's still a win. Well, else are you going to go and make $500,000 in a year? Not many places. So again, you've got to go into 2024 and not wing it. You've got to go into 2024 understanding what it takes to build a thriving business, right? A lot of you've taken my coaching class. You're already prepared. You know how to build a business. You know how to find a customer. You know how to get the customer to lock in a job with you, to get a reservation, right? You know how to retain your customers. You know how to get the best referrals. You know how to hire your customers. Yes, hire your customers to work for your business. You know how to do all of these things because you were taught by someone who's done it, right? And so that's a big difference. A lot of you, I don't understand. If I'm trying to build a thriving business, the last thing I'm going to do is wake up in the morning and say, all right, I'm going into this new moving year and I'm just going to figure this thing out. That is outdated advice. The only time you're doing that is when you're in an industry that no one else is in and you're starting something that no one else has started. So if you're Mark Zuckerberg starting Facebook, there's nobody to look to for advice because Facebook and things like Facebook didn't exist. If you're Uber, there's nobody to look to for advice because nobody's doing what you're doing. So you've got to be smart. You've got to take advantage of resources. You've got to take advantage of those who have gone before you and let them show you the way. If I would have been in a position in 2017 when I started my business, my moving service, guess what I did? I started winging it. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like, man, I'm just going to wing this thing, see what happens. And it took me so long to get a grip on how to run that business, right? Here's what happens if you wing it. Things like this happen. You get bad damage claims, damaging items that cost more than the entire move, items you can't afford to pay for because you're winging it. You don't know how to protect yourself in paperwork. You don't know how to make sure your guys understand how important it is to secure items. Hire the wrong guys. Happened to me. Go into a customer's house, steal something out of a customer's house. This happened to me more than once. Stealing. That's probably the worst thing, the absolute worst thing that can happen in a customer's house from your crew. Because now that review hits your Google page, your Yelp page, oh, your business is done. Yeah, nobody's calling you ever because they're going to read that review and they would have to forgive you and then reach out to you. They would have to overlook that somebody on your crew is a thief and then still call you. Nobody in their right mind. I wouldn't. Nobody in their right mind is going to call you. Why even take that risk? Nobody's going to do that, right? I wouldn't do it, and you wouldn't do it either. No one would. And so now you have to rename your business, get rid of all the information you put online, and restart your business. That's what happened to me because I was winging it. Now, the difference between you and I is I didn't have a choice. I didn't know who to go to. There was nobody doing moving content on YouTube, on Instagram and whatnot. So I had no resources. I just had to kind of find out the hard way. Look, you can do it the smooth way or you can do it the hard way. I promise you it's easier, much easier to do it the smooth way. The hard way is going to cost you. Oh, it's going to cost you a lot. It's going to cost you your happiness. It's going to cost you your joy. It's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you hours and hours of sleep. I was stressed out so much. Like, I was stressed out all the time. I was a wreck when I was out on jobs sometimes. Just nervous about everything. I had a job one time. I remember it was a 3-bedroom from the 3rd floor to another 3rd floor. And we were out there with like a 4-man crew, I want to say. And 2 of the movers quit in the middle of the job. Walked off, said they don't want to do this. This is too much, and left. And you talk about a bad situation. The customer's like, hey, your guys just left. I'm like, what? I don't even know. Your guys just left. And here I am, the owner, the face of the business, and I'm catching all of this flack. It's all blowing back to me. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. And so the customer immediately is like, hey, so you were charging me for 4 guys, I only got 2. Oh my gosh. Just downhill from there, stayed out there way too long. It was a nightmare, just a hard day. But again, that's what happens when you wing it. You take those risks. You put yourself in position to take those risks. Because if I would have known what I was doing, I would have made sure I filtered and hired the right guys. Right? But these guys were long gone. Right? And again, you start up your business, you get a great idea, you know how to start your moving business, you jump out there. Okay, now you got to get a customer. What are you going to do? Well, I don't know how to find a customer. Right? Because you don't want to wing it. Well, we're getting customers, but we're not getting steady customers, right? We're getting customers, but we're not busy. We're busy, but we're not busy enough. I have good crew guys, and these guys are starting to work with other moving companies because they got to stay busy. They got to feed their families. How do I stay busy? See, I didn't know that. And now you got to ask yourself that question. How do I stay busy? It's kind of slow right now. My guys aren't working. What do I do? And you need to find out, hey, here's some things you can do to keep your guys working so that you don't lose your good guys because you're slow. Keep these guys working. Keep them employed. Keep money in their pocket. Here's 5 things you could do to keep them busy even when you're slow. Right? And if I would have known these things, oh my gosh, it would have helped me. And these things, not only does it solve 2 problems, it keeps your crew busy, puts money in their pockets, but it also helps your business, right? It also helps your business because you can do it in a creative way to where they can still work, and they help your business while they're still working, right? And that's where you want to be. You want to be in that position. You want to be doing those things. So I'm just here to give you as much good advice as I can. But don't go into this season winging it. Please don't. You're not going to make it. You're going to be out of business. You're going to be upside down. Everybody's fighting for your customer's dollar. You better know how to get it faster than them and more accurately than they do. Right? So if you want to learn how to do it, click the link in the first comment below. Jump in the Moving Success Masterclass. It's only about, I think it's about a 4-hour class. Bring your pen and pad. It's going to change your life. It's going to bless your business, and you'll never be the same, right? You'll never be the same. Your business is going to take off. It's going to do great, much better, because I'm not promising you'll be a millionaire, but it's going to do much better than it's been doing. And so if you want to learn that, first link in the comments below. Lights out. I'm out. See you guys in the next video. Maybe. Depends on if I do another video or not. But please take advantage of this if you want to change your business.